Hello friends, welcome back. I believe this is mermaid painting number 12 or 13. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm just gonna jump right in. This painting took me a while. It was almost 4 hours for me to finish this. So far, I've been able to get through my paintings relatively quickly, but when it comes to the figure, the form, sometimes it slows me down quite a bit because I'm a bit of a stickler when it comes to my portrait type paintings. But this one was also different in that I fully took on a water scene. The ripples, the colors, the waves, it's all here, and that is relatively new to me. And so I probably spent a little more time on this than I should have. So of course I'm starting with a gridded image of my drawing because the waves were kind of all over the place. The colors, the darker areas, the lighter areas. And so I really needed the grid to keep me on track. And so literally I was looking in the square and looking at my reference photo to see what should be in that square. And that helped me to put things in the right place. And so I've kind of started with the dark areas and I put them where I saw them. And now I've gone to the lighter bluish greenish areas and filling in between the dark areas. So this is definitely the first layer. I'm just trying to cover the whole canvas or panel, put the color where it might be, and prepare it for the second layer, which will be more into the details. I was so excited because of the reflection in this painting, and that's kind of why it's a little off center. The figure, she's a little higher and not exactly in the center or to one side of the canvas, but it's because below her is her reflection in the water, and I really wanted to paint that. And so I was really excited. A little challenging, but I was really looking forward to trying it out. Her hair was another reason why I really wanted to paint this scene, and it is because her hair is in a natural state and yet she had been underwater. And if you have hair like me or big afro hair, then you know that that type of hair is very different once it's wet. And so I was very excited to paint it because I don't see our hair after it is wet rendered in paintings very often. At this point, I've started my second layer in that I am making the colors more rich, putting them where they're really supposed to be, rendering all of the images and reflections that I'm seeing. And honestly, this was very fun and enjoyable and kind of therapeutic in that the brush has to move the way the water is moving. You'll notice that my brush is never going up and down. It's constantly going horizontally across the canvas, and that's because that is the way the water is flowing in the image. Essentially, you're flowing with the water. And so I really enjoyed this process. I am using green to paint this image, and it's because I'm sticking close to my reference photo where the water does have this green color, but it's not actually green. The water is simply reflecting its environment. And so I imagine that she is in a lagoon of some sort, or maybe a lake, and she is part of my mermaid series. So perhaps she is a lake mermaid or a lagoon mermaid. Either way, I've decided to title this painting First Breath, in that she has just risen from below the surface and taking her first breath for the day. If you like paintings like this, consider following me over on Patreon. There you'll find longer real-time videos of paintings such as this one, as well as tutorials, behind the scenes, sneak peeks, and more. Finally, adding a few highlights to the hair to make it really shine and a few sparkles to the water. And I want to thank you all so much for tuning in to this time lapse. Please subscribe, like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.